All right, this is going to be a comparison between the Tokyo Marui 5.1 and the Tokyo Marui 4.3. They're both in the Hi-Capa series of pistols by Tokyo Marui. The first thing that you might be able to see here is the 5.1 is just a hair longer, right? The 5.1 and the 4.3 refer to the length of the whole barrel. So I do have a ruler up here on my top row here. I don't know if you will be able to see that, but it is there. So I will just measure these real quick here. So this guy is looking like it is just over 4 inches for the whole entire barrel there. And then this guy should also be just over 5, which looks like that is about the case there. That's kind of the difference between the names there, right? These are both the black version of the guns. I know you can get them both in a like a stainless version. I will say the stainless version of the 5.1 is kind of a ugly stainless. It's like a painted on stainless, and it's not very shiny. It's more of just a light gray with like speckles in it, is kind of what it looks like to me, at least. Whereas the stainless version of the 4.3 is a really nice stainless. It looks super duper flashy, super high quality. So if you want a stainless style gun, you're going to want to go with the 4.3. And the 4.3 also has the best hardware, I think, because you get everything's all going to match the gun on the stainless. So all of the pieces are all black, whereas on the 5.1, you're going to have some silver in there. I personally am not a fan of that on the stock gun. That's the first thing I always change out if I'm doing like a custom build for somebody on those. Going to the guns, again here, on the bottom of the 4.3, you have an integral rail. So that is on the gun. It's on the frame. This piece doesn't come off. This is part of the gun, and it is super nice. It is one of the main reasons people are going to buy this gun instead of the 5.1 is because they want to have the integral rail. Whereas on the 5.1 version, you do not have a rail. It is smooth on the bottom. It does come with a rail in the box that you can install if you want to. The only problem there is it is no longer like an integral rail where it is on this one. On this guy, it'll be like an add-on rail. So it's not going to be as durable as the rail on this guy is. So that's kind of like the main reason you're going to pick the 4.3 over the 5.1. All right. The thing that the 5.1 has that's over the 4.3 is going to be the iron sights. So the rear iron sight is going to be the standard iron sight for any aftermarket Hi-Capa iron sights. So you're going to be able to find a lot of sights to replace this guy. There's lots and lots and lots of them. And same thing with the slide on this gun. So the 5.1 slide is the only slide you can currently get right now. With the whole COVID shock, you are still not possible to get 4.3 slides brand new. They are, however, producing 5.1 slides brand new from Airsoft Masterpiece. So there's lots and lots of 5.1 options for slides. And you can put those slides on the 4.3 if you want to. The lines just aren't going to line up. So if you see here on the 5.1 how you have this nice perfect curve, how it lines up right there, that's not going to happen on the 4.3 if you put a 5.1 slide on. And aside from that, we're going to set it aside again, and we're going to look at the 4.3 a little bit closer for the slide and that sort of thing. So on the 4.3, your rear iron sight is going to be completely different, right? If you want to get an aftermarket one of these, you can only get like stock clones, so you can't get any like upgraded ones they're all going to be the same exact thing back here. And you cannot get like charging handles either, where you can get charging handles for the 5.1 slide. That is a possibility for you if you want that. Going to the slide is going to just be a straight line up here at the front. This is like the tactical version, whereas this is the classy version down here. So the 5.1 is kind of like the classy version, and the 4.3 is the tactical version. Slides, they're not currently being produced from Airsoft Masterpiece or any of the high quality brand of slides. You can get 4.3 length garter slides, but you do not want to get those. Those slides are dumb. And if you want to know the reason why, go watch my previous video where I showed the difference between Airsoft Masterpiece and stock slides. The garter slides are exact clones of the stock ones, except in metal. So all the problems that you have on the stock plastic ones just increase drastically when you go with metal. So I really do not recommend you go with the garter brand of aftermarket slide on this gun, right? Since we are in America here, they have to be sold with an orange tip. I do know that the orange tip recently, on some of the recent batches that we've been getting into America, sometimes the orange tip can cause problems with the gun cycling. I haven't encountered that on the 4.3s yet, but I have on the 5.1s. So if your gun is not functioning very well, you're just going to want to remove the orange tip, and that should solve your problem, unless there's something like seriously wrong with the gun. All right. So there is one other difference on the gun that's going to be kind of a main difference that's not really aesthetic. I will show you real quick. So I will do a very, very light disassembly on this one. So all I'm doing is I'm going to remove the slide catch here. All right. So I'm going to pull the slide back, I'm going to pop it out, and you can see in there how it's all flat. All right. So you got the one hole, and that's where your peg goes through. And then you have the other hole back here, and that's where your slide catch is going to interact with the rest of the gun. So we're going to set this down, and I'll show you the difference with the 4.3, which is super nice if you're into doing any race gun builds or that sort of thing. On the 4.3, there is a third hole. It is right there. That hole is used for installing a Seymour sight. That hole is going to be used to kind of stabilize the Seymour sight. So if you want to install a Seymour, you're going to want this frame. It's going to make it way easier for you. The only problem with this frame is, again, the slides. You don't have many slide options, so you're probably going to end up putting a 5.1 slide on a 4.3 if you're building a race gun. So just keep that in mind there. All right, so I'm going to put these back together here. The slide catches are exactly the same. There's no difference on the actual catch itself. All right. So put it back together. And as far as performance, there's not much of a difference. They are both Tokyo Marui, so they're going to be shooting under 300 FPS. This one is going to be a little bit more just because you have a longer barrel than this one has, but not by much, right? And the last difference, I know I've been kind of doing a whole bunch of extra differences or whatever, but the last difference that's going to be kind of like a main difference that's not really, that's not just aesthetic, is going to be your safety. So on the 4.3, you have a single-sided safety, so it's only going to be on the right-hand shooter's side. So if you're a right-hand shooter, you're going to be able to use the safety super easily. You're not going to have a problem with the 4.3. And then your grip safety is also going to be a little bit shorter. Just again, it's the tactical version, so they're trying to make it as tactical as possible. So you have a shorter dovetail here, which is not a super big deal. All right. On the 5.1 though, the 5.1 is just a hair more ambidextrous friendly. So you still have the right-hand shooter thumb safety there, But on the back side, you do have a left-handed one as well. So you can press that guy with your left hand if you're a left-handed shooter. You're still going to have to deal with all the other right-hand controls. So your slide catch and your mag release are going to be right-handed, but at least you have your safety. That's going to be ambidextrous there. And the magazines are also going to be a hair different. I don't have them next to me, but the 5.1 magazine is just a hair longer than the 4.3 magazine is. You can swap the magazines out. They're going to work in either gun, but you cannot swap the base pads of the magazines. If you swap the base pads on the magazines, they will no longer go into the guns, all right? But that's going to be my video here on the main differences between the 4.3 and the 5.1. I have lots of videos coming out. I have a couple Hi-Capa videos out now, and I have more lined up for the future. And I will be revisiting this topic in the far future. If this channel gets going good, I'll do a more in-depth, more structured difference video. But this is just kind of like the basic differences, right? So I hope this was useful for you. If not, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. I will let you go. So have a nice day.